In this video, you join me in the studio as I'm making a completely biodegradable wreath as part of a funeral tribute. I actually go ahead and make a single-ended sheaf for this same funeral, and I'll just put a link up in the corner here because I've actually split the video into two parts. From the base, I'm sure they'll be grateful. Okay. Oh, my poor animals, losing their hay. Now, quite often when you put the hay on these rings, you do need to give it a haircut. It's not quite the same as the moss, it will stick out quite a lot. So I think what I'll do the top and then I'll spin it round and we'll do the underneath. You do need enough hay to be able to stick things in, so you want to be fairly generous. At the same time, I don't want to lose the definition, so I want to, keep the circle in the middle, but hopefully when I tie this tight in a minute. Right, and then ball is fine. What do you do when you get home from work? Do you cut your flowers? I tend to cut in the morning and then make the orders in the evening. And then, like this morning, then I'll quite often do my deliveries in the morning before work. Or I'll do a bit of work, then go on a delivery. My job takes me sort of on the road a bit, so I'm not always at the same place. So sometimes I can fit other deliveries in between clients, depending on where they live. And luckily for me, I'm self-employed, so it means I can be a little bit more flexible, but within reason. I have, regular clients who expect me to stick to a regular schedule. They just don't want me turning up whenever I would like. Oh, now this is what I was talking about when the balls start to unravel from the inside. You don't want that to happen. It is a nuisance. As is that. A spool of wire wouldn't do that, but wire is not biodegradable. Particularly for funeral flowers these days, any tributes, lots of the churchyards and gardens, memorial gardens, they want biodegradable, no plastics in particular. When I do my wreath workshops, I need to practice what I preach. So don't let your twine get out of control. Keep it in check. Don't know if I'm doing workshops this year or not. How many of you do Christmas wreath workshops? Do you grow your own foliage for them? Do you buy the foliage in for them? Or do you have landowners' permission, from the same landowners and go and get that? Or are you a bit cheeky and you just stop your car here, there and everywhere, pinching out the hedges? I'm curious. In the past I've had lots of landowners' permission, and although that seems like you know, a good idea because I'm generally not paying for it. Actually, the time in driving around, traipsing across fields, cutting it, I've worked out for me, with a lack of time, that actually buying the British foliage in, although that seems expensive, it is the most sensible idea for me. But then of course you've got to make sure you've got enough Wreath orders or workshops booked to warrant doing that. And then the worst thing I found is, particularly if you're doing a workshop, that you've got enough so that you're not going to run out when you're doing it. I don't know if I'm going to do workshops this year. I think I might just do an order book for people to order them. I know I've got one workshop to do that's a bit different. They all bring all their own stuff and they just sort of pay me for my time. To be honest, most of them have been doing it so many years now, they don't really need me there. They all know what they're doing. One lady last year even bought the Wreath base that I made for everyone the previous year that she'd kept. Right, okay, so I think that is going to be the bottom. So I'll give that a haircut. I'm going to tie that off. I think my hydropropagator pump's running out of water. It's noisier than normal, so I need to check that in a minute. If you give your hair a haircut, make sure you don't snip the string. I'm actually going to use my scissors rather than my snips for giving my hair a bit of a haircut. Now my piece is about to run out. It's my family have got home from work as well now, by the sounds of it. It's actually quite a good amount of hay on here. I wonder if I need to add any more. Let's test. It's not, I know it's not wet yet, but let's just test if there's enough hay here or not. Obviously you sort of use the string as well. I think because of the amount of foliage I've got, maybe a bit more. Oh, hello dogs. Are you home as well now? Have you been picked up? Have you been picked up from Nanny and Granddad's? Ooh. Have you been picked up? This video is really realistic, isn't it? Me, like my back absolutely struggling to do this job. The realities of a side hustle. At least my dad's walked my dogs.
Are you making a wreath?
I am making a wreath, darling.
Is that because it's got a hole in?
That's right. It's got a hole in, hasn't it?
Mm.
There's no getting away from the fact that the twine will also be part of the mechanics, so it doesn't hurt to have plenty of it because it will help hook stems in as well as the hay. And as I always say in my Wreath workshops, yeah, you can't have your string slack. Wire will keep it tighter than twine, but if you want to be biodegradable and you want to use twine, not all twines are equal. And again, apologies for those of you who've watched lots of my videos and I've said this before, but some twines, particularly when they're wet under tension, have a tendency to snap. For some reason I find, let me show you, quite often find the rolls of twine that come on a long tube like this more prone to snapping than the ones that come as a ball. Now, I haven't done a proper survey on that where I've ordered all the different twines and tested them all, but that's just been my experience. And I tend to buy smaller balls in large quantities, but I buy more than one at a time because I've usually got them then for workshops. Right, so now I'll go and find some water, and as I say, I'm just going to try and put it in and keep the back drier. So it's not soaking wet, but hopefully it'll be wet enough. And what I want to do first is green it up. So we've got things like brachyglottis, obviously it depends on the family's wishes, but you wouldn't always have a wreath with a spray, but that's what's happening for this particular tribute. So I really want the colours to tie in flower wise with what we've just done. But I have got some different foliages because I really want to cover the hay base really well. I might even have got too much. I haven't prepped any of these, so this is going to be a bit boring and tedious. Really important that the sides of the wreath are pretty well covered, because that is what people will predominantly see. You don't get it so much with funeral tributes, but you know, when you're doing things like wreaths made for Christmas, or you know, occasionally people want something like that for a wedding for some reason. I don't know if you find this, but you know, sometimes price is queried. Now, the reason these things cost me what they cost me, the reason I charge what I charge for these things is just because I'm charging for my time. I mean, it's not just my time, but I do have to charge. Not only what I'm doing now, but cutting it, growing it. Very easy to look at some things and say, well, I could do that. I remember my first year when I did markets, and a couple came up to me and said, well, we've got all that in our garden. I said, you're very lucky to have such a beautiful garden. So I always make things the day before for funerals, because quite often the undertakers want delivery sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock. And although that could be time to make things in the morning, I like to, you know, have a bit more time. I don't like to rush. Both of these tributes are for 9:30 delivery tomorrow. I'm going to stop filming me doing this for a minute and I'll come back to it. So I've greened it up fairly well. I haven't completely greened it up because I can add bits more of greenery as I go. I think what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and put some oregano in. This oregano's pretty much gone to seed, so it's pretty much dry. The stems are quite nice and hard, so should push in very easily. I'd be annoyed if I can't get any of these in, because otherwise I really would have grown them with no purpose this season. Aha! Somebody told me one I need to try. Oh, it's white swan that I've been told to try. These are buttercream. So these are a great colour, great flower, but very short stemmed. So yeah, I have it on good authority from one of my viewers that I need to try white swan. So I may well do that. These are sort of pink. So we need pink for it to be the tutti frutti, which is sort of the sheath. I don't want too many massive dahlias in this. Definitely want some dahlias. I don't want to add too many big heavy dahlias.